When it comes to World Cups, there's a couple of teams. We've already covered Brazil. For me, one of the other ones is Argentina. I see Argentina as one of the spiritual homes of football. It's one of my long-term ambitions to go and watch a game in Argentina. I don't particularly follow any Argentinian team, or certainly wouldn't say, oh yeah, it's not Boca or River Plate or Argentinos Juniors or Newell's. Like I don't necessarily have any particular team that I want to go and watch. I want to go and taste Argentinian football. I mean, it's a country. There's a lot to like about. What do they like in Argentina? Football, steak, and beer. Yeah, get behind that. But they are a quintessential World Cup side. England have had many run-ins with them, from the Maradona to the Simeone and Beckham one. There's always entertainment and controversy and wonderful footballers in every single Argentinian squad that's ever laced up a pair of boots. There's always been some incredible players, and there's always been an incredible story with them. And I think this World Cup is no different. You're coming into this now with a team that has appeared in 5 World Cup finals, including the very first one in 1930, and 17 different World Cups they've appeared at. They've won the tournament twice, in 78 and 86, finished runners-up 3 times. Their last appearance in a final came on Brazilian soil when they lost to Germany in extra time. They scraped through the knockouts in the 2018 World Cup after finishing second in their group, and were eliminated by France in a bit of a seesaw last 16 encounter. That was considered probably one of the most entertaining games of the tournament. This year the focus is on Messi. Can he finally get it in what is believed to be his last World Cup? Can he get his hands on that World Cup trophy? And they've got the squad. It's one of the stronger squads out there. I mean, France is ridiculous, weak in midfield. Brazil maybe lacking the experience it once has, but some serious talent in there. Argentina, I think, could be ones that surprise people a little bit. Even with a team with Messi in it, people are thinking Messi's probably finished, or I think he could really turn it on at this tournament. So they managed to qualify by finishing second in a common ball behind Brazil, despite one of their games against them being abandoned when Brazilian health officials actually stopped the match taking place amid everything that was going on with COVID. Like Brazil, they were unbeaten in the campaign, scored 27 in 17 games, and they only conceded 8 with 10 clean sheets. Messi and Lautaro Martinez were Argentina's top scorers with 7 goals each. In form, Argentina are on a 35-match unbeaten run since they last lost a match to Brazil in 2019, winning their first major trophy in 28 years when they lifted the 2021 Copa America title. The team hasn't really been tested since that finalissima even, over Italy in June. But they are comfortably winning their last 3 matches against Estonia, Honduras, Jamaica. They scored 11, they conceded none. Messi's been in blistering form, albeit against quite poor opposition. He scored 9 in his last 3 games. He got all 5 in the 5-0 win against Estonia, and he will be their key player. This is a man that I think has proved it all except winning this one trophy, and I think there's an overemphasis on the World Cup in terms of what it means. I think you've got to be extremely fortunate to win a World Cup. Are you a George Best kind of character or a Gareth Bale kind of character where it doesn't matter how good you are, you're not ever going to win a World Cup? There's like 4 or 5 nationalities that you think, if I get a team around me and I'm very, 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 very good, world class, one of the best ever, there's a chance I might do it. There's a chance for England, and it's an outside chance, but if you're French, if you're German, if you're Italian, if you're Brazilian or Argentinian, maybe Spanish, you've got a chance. And they have a chance because they've got the squad. So he's still smashing it in Ligue 1, 12 goals, 14 assists in 19 games. Way better than last season where it was very, very disappointing. They will need his goals and assists if they're going to progress, because they're not what they once were in terms of attacking output. Messi won the best player at Copa America in 2021. He finished joint top scorer with 4 goals, and he provided 5 assists in the competition, winning his first major international trophy. This holiday season, I'll be giving thanks to our friends over at Manscaped and the return of football's biggest stage. My pride for my Dong squad and my country have never been stronger since Manscaped upgraded my grooming game with the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Avoid a Marwan Fellaini bush in your midfield and clean up your midsection with Manscaped. And join over 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer by going to manscaped.com. Use code Howson20 and getting free shipping and 20% off. Get amongst it. But there's some other players that I think you need to be looking at. Rodrigo de Paul, alongside skipper Messi at the Copa America, he was the ideal partner for him, thanks to just being running and actually pretty good creative instincts. Driving force in midfield, he nailed down his place in the team and made a very telling contribution to Argentina's biggest achievement over the last few years when he got a superb assist for Angel Di Maria in the final against Brazil. Another player that I think you need to be watching out for, you might have heard of him, Lisandro Martinez. I think he will be significant in Argentina's defence. Probably their best defender. Massively important to their success at this tournament. If he can continue the form that he's shown at Manchester United, he's going to be a very, very big player after the tournament and very, very big player for them. He's been critical for United this season, and his fearlessness has stopped near certain goals being conceded for the club this season. And Argentina have a relatively poor defence. Their best form of defence is going to be trying to outscore you. So they're going to need the bravery and relentlessness of Martinez at the back. He's probably going to be paired up with Tottenham's Christian Romero, which means Argentina will have a very aggressive defence. If both players can stay on the pitch, I think they could be a pretty decent partnership. In terms of strengths, they've got a lot of depth up front. Not quite the quality or the youthfulness it once was. The likes of Dybala, Messi, Di Maria. These are the sort of elder statesman kind of names that are pushing or into their 30s now. Julian Alvarez. They have a good range of central midfielders, but nothing special. That's why Rodrigo de Paul has proven to be such a good player. You got the likes of McAllister. Might be someone that sees a bit of game time. Emiliano Martinez has proven himself as a very good goalkeeper for Argentina and Aston Villa, although not this season. In the past, he's been brilliant for Argentina and massively helped them win the Copa America. In terms of weakness, they don't really have a very good selection of fullbacks to choose from. Tagliafico, probably the best of the bunch, but he's not really been lighting it up lately. The rest are probably a little bit more in the subpar sort of range and a little bit disappointing. They don't quite have the star power they once did. They've got some very, very big stars, but not quite littered throughout the team like some teams that might have been in memory. The likes of Dybala and Di Maria, not got the blistering pace maybe they once was. And even though it's not always a bad thing, your pace is very useful when you need it. In terms of where they're going to come, I think they're going to go through the group. But to do it, they've got to go through a very, very difficult path to the final, which might be the reason Argentina don't do it. To get there, they're probably going to have to play France, England, and Brazil, then the final. They've got a pretty awkward group. You would expect them to smoke Saudi Arabia. But Mexico and Poland could stifle them. And there isn't much time to rest in a World Cup for what is one of the older sort of teams when it comes to its stars. So I think Argentina could do it. If they get into a good rhythm and Messi hits the ground running, they could go all the way. But they could also fall at the first knockout hurdle as well, especially if they come up against France. So that's Argentina. Certainly a team that I'm going to go and try and watch while I'm out there. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. We'll be doing match day vlogs. I'm going to try and get as much access as I can while I'm out there. So cheers for tuning in. And let me know where and how you think Argentina are going to do in this World Cup. See you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.